We got a bunch of awesome improvements this week. Let's get going. This is Trell at Beasley with a safety improvement. The safety harness, it's there for safety, was creating a safety issue, a trip hazard when you take it off. It's just hanging there, and when you go to get off the lift, you could trip over it. So he just got a hook, put it on the side of the lift. Now it's up out of the way, but still at easy access. Wonderful improvement, Trell. Way to go. Sean showing us an improvement that I believe he said was Colin's idea, but put up a board for any specialty material that needs to be pulled for the production team so that they can write all that down in a day, make sure they got everything accounted for, and then go pull it. Just a quick way for everybody to reference what's going on and what needs to be grabbed that's special. Love this visual communication. Sean, thanks for showing us. Colin, way to go. Nary with a really cool quality improvement. So when we're boring a door, if it's a little rough, we don't want to send the customer subpar quality, even though the doorknob is going to cover that up. We just don't want to send junk out or something that appears to be junk. So he just created this little jig to go over the hole that we could paint and touch up with primer so that it doesn't look rough. Sand it off, paint it, make it look good as new, and get it to the customer a quality product. So, Nary, I love this. Thank you, sir. We got these awesome 3S boards that are super visual, super easy, going up all over Husky with the teams easily lined out, what the tasks are for the day, easy to make sure that they're done or they still need doing. These just look awesome. Greg O'Shea, huge shout out for these. You have owned this and they are awesome. Dean, thanks for showing it off. A really ingenious idea from the Beasley warehouse team. So if you're going and picking an item for a customer, having a cart tag on yourself to signify who grabbed it and who's got it and bringing it to the customer if we ever needed to reference or had a question. The guys were getting a cart tag and putting it on their pants leg every morning, and Mark improved that by laminating that and putting it on a little lanyard that you can wear around your neck. So couple awesome ideas going on here. Just really ingenious stuff. Way to go, guys. Shout out to Tez for 3S'ing the supply closet over in Windows Receiving. That closet can tend to turn into the land of forgotten toys, just turn into a mess and a catch-all, and it does not look like that now. Thank you, Tez. This is great. This one's from Jonathan in Design. Jonathan, thank you for being humble enough to ask for help. Ethan, thanks for helping. So customizing our tools to fit our needs is key. We talk about with equipment, when we get a new piece of equipment, we say this is the worst it will ever be because we're going to start marking it up and tweaking things for our needs. Well, the same goes for software. So Ethan showed Jonathan how to put things in the order that he needs them in the functions in MyTech. Jonathan, again, thanks for asking. Ethan, thanks for helping. This goes to Yokoten, the Japanese word sharing of best practices. And that's a big reason for the signal thread. It's a big reason for these videos so that good ideas spread. Guys, thanks for doing it. This is awesome. And speaking of good ideas spreading, a bunch of the team at 424 has been over tour in Beasley over the last couple of weeks and just came away with a lot of inspiration and good ideas. So this cart in the warehouse at 424, typically that tape and shrink wrap just laid on top of the cart, taking up space, creating over processing and wasted motion when you had to move it out of the way. Now it's just got some little holsters on the side, so it's always there when you need it, but it's not in the way. And this improvement would not have happened if they had not seen what a bunch of you awesome lean maniacs are doing at Beasley. So thanks for sharing, guys. 424, thanks for taking the time. Love where this is headed. Jumping to the truss plant, big shout out to the second shift crew and to Albert, the supervisor on that shift. This was the state of the mango dust collection situation, and they just saw it as a problem and took action. So that tiny little trash can that created a lot of over processing because you had to empty it a bunch or created a bunch of defects if you didn't empty it because sawdust went everywhere. They just rerouted it into that dumpster, made it way easier to keep it clean and empty. This just works super well. Way to go, Albert. Another improvement over in floors. So material handling, your workhorse plates, I believe those are 1x3s. I should know this, but I think they are. Those are your workhorses, and we typically keep those stocked in at the table, but if you run out, you got to go grab the box, pick it up off the floor. Instead, we got troughs built and just have extra filled up right there so that you can just refill those at breaks or whatever, and you never run out during production. So many awesome improvements going on in floors. Way to go, team. Antonio made himself an inventory checklist. So all the paperwork he needs, all the processes that he needs to go through prior to inventory so that inventory is accurate. Guys, Antonio is owning that yard, owning the inventory and the processes, that whole picking team. It shows in the cleanliness of the yard. It shows in the 3Sing, getting all the material in the right spot. Those guys are just doing awesome, and this checklist is just another example of that. Thank you, Antonio, and the whole picking team. So we wanted to spruce up the break room in the plant, and we have some amazingly talented people on the team. Jose and the team in Stairs building this furniture to go in the break room in truss, and it just looks awesome. I love that, one, we're wanting to make the space beautiful and inviting, and that we have the skill to handle it ourselves with just such craftsmanship is amazing. Really, really cool. Thank you, Jose, and the whole Stair team. One of the challenges at the exterior line opening station at Panels is you build the openings in the order that you need them for the bundle, and then you stack them up. And when you've got multiple bundles built, they're pushing against each other because we've got these rollers that are gravity fed. When the bundles are pushing into each other, that's a hassle. Corey just made this little jig to use as a chalk so that doesn't happen anymore. Awesome stuff, Corey. And when we've got larger openings on that exterior line, we don't assemble the whole opening because it'd be too much of a hassle to get it over to the table and in the wall. So we build it in components, jack stud and king stud, and then header assembly. That's Colin grabbing the header assembly there. Alessandro, who's on the other side of the table right now, is his idea to prop it up with studs and go ahead and nail the header assembly to the king studs before you drop it down in, because before you'd kind of have to hold the header assembly up, and that was definitely a hassle. This is a huge improvement. Aaron's showing us the order of events really matters. So we use this white banding material when stacking panels, and it's got this metal buckle that holds everything together. And when you're done with one, that white banding typically just fell on the floor, creating a lot of wasted motion. But if you go ahead right at the end of one bundle and attach the buckle for the next one, you can just leave it right there on the cart. It's right there when you need it, when you're ready for the next one. Jumping back to Beasley real quick, huge shout out to Gus and Matt. We had problems with source material for doors not getting into WMS. I'm not exactly sure of the specifics, but basically you couldn't process the door because it wasn't grabbing all of the material, and that created a big manual process in the gun to allocate the right source material to those doors. And with the help of Epicor some and a lot of help from Gus, that is not a thing anymore. So this blue tape was a countermeasure to that to make sure that got done. Now that's not an issue by and large because they went in and fixed the problem at its root. Love all of this. Saving Matt over an hour a day. Great, great stuff. So massive improvement for the Mount Juliet yard. We had a ton of issues with the pavement up there. Lots of soft spots, sinkholes, or moon craters, I think, as they were called, some of them. And it just needed to be dealt with for a long time. So thank you, Lance, for getting this project rolling. We are pouring concrete, fixing those problems. It's going to save a ton of transportation waste, so you don't have to go around all these landmines, eliminate a lot of defects and overprocessing. If you dump a load, it's massive. Need to be done forever, and it's going awesome. Can y'all believe January is already over? Time is flying in 2025, but we've already got a ton of amazing improvements, and it's just super exciting to see all of the waste that's getting eliminated. We're not settling for status quo. We're getting just a little bit better every day. Y'all are killing it. Thank you.